Nice. We love this music. Hey, turn on your mic. There you go. What did you just say?
I said this kid wasn't even born when this song was out. I got sneakers older than this kid. Go ahead.
Thank you, Justin, our new technical director.
Yeah.
And Sean
Next
from
year,
Elmwood.
maybe you'll be able to shave.
Yes, Sean, be nice. Sean from Elmwood Park, filling in for Dan Proft. We thank you very much. And I know that you wanted to sound off on this because this is also a story that has had a lot of moving parts. The Dr. Dow.
A lot of problems
getting
with this story.
kicked off on the United Airlines flight from Chicago to Louisville a week ago. And after they...
Sounds like every guy I know on his honeymoon.
After the SEIU, who were posing as Chicago police officers, dragged him off the plane, hit his face. They broke his nose. He had a concussion, 2 teeth missing.
Now, I've got a lot of problems with this story.
Well, I'm not done rolling out
like
the audio. I know why.
Especially women.
Okay, well, try to be respectful, Sean, from Elmwood Park.
I'll chew on this
or I'll put the Swedish Mafia on you. But after he had his head banged on the armrest, he went back because he was delirious and he just wanted to go home.
I have to go home. I have to go home. I have to go home.
It's my honeymoon.
I have to go home.
Right there, my honeymoon. Mike Scott, what's the Swedish Mafia do to you? You end up in Lederhosen? What is a Swedish Mafia?
No, that's the German Mafia.
Swedish.
In Sweden, they actually send you up to guard reindeer north of the North Pole.
Because, I'm half Norwegian, and the people that wouldn't cut it in Norway, we sent to Sweden. That's who inhabit.
Okay.
The Swedish Mafia.
Yes, that's exactly right. And you two have to fight this out right now.
Right.
Listen, the Swedish Mafia is so good, you don't even know we're there.
Yes.
So we won't tell you our location.
Baby Swiss cheese with the little holes.
And we do have to tell you this. Dr. Dow has been released. According to his lawyer, he's at a secure location. And according to his lawyer, Mr. Demetrio.
Yeah, slip and fall law.
Yeah. Being dragged off that United Airlines flight was similar to the Vietnam War.
Here's what he told me. He said that he left Vietnam in 1975.
A lot of guys didn't.
Saigon fell. And he was on a boat. And he said he was terrified.
Cue the music.
He said that being dragged down the aisle was more horrifying and harrowing than what he experienced in leaving Vietnam.
Oh,
Yeah.
the hyperbole.
But I'm still going to
that's-
take a third of whatever he gets in the worst case scenario. I love these lawyers that my voice is cracking. It's terrible. Here's my problem with this. You want to know? I'm going to blow the case wide open today on the Morning Answer. I travel a lot now because I opened the real estate company in Florida. And I like to drive, but, it's dangerous. Who's got time?
It's a long drive.
I fly a lot. They don't let you on the plane and then say, this seat number's got to get off. That's not how it happens.
Right. Normally at other
That's
airlines,
done
they do that.
prior to boarding. It's done like that at United. I fly United.
It's done like that at Delta
So
and another
why is he on the plane? There's something not right here. There's something askew.
Well, even that was his reaction. If 3 people posing as Chicago police officers came up to me and said, Miss Jacobson, we have to let you off the plane, I would oblige.
Either
I
that
would
or
say-
put up a fight like Mr. Miyagi.
No.
Square off and fight like a man, baby. You don't sit there and get dragged off like a dead fish. What the hell's wrong with these guys? If you're going to do something, do it right. Put your back against the wall. Let's go.
So what PR lessons were learned from United? Well, we are now joined by Lissa Druss Christman. She's Crisis Communications Director from Seraphin and Associates, also a hottie from Lake Forest, according to Sean from Elmwood Park.
Hey, if this marriage doesn't work out, get her number.
Good morning, Lissa. How are you?
Lake Forest, River Forest.
Excuse me.
That's
I
even close to me. It's
excuse
close to me, right next
I'm
door.
blonde. It's hard sometimes, especially on Mondays. So Oscar Munoz, the CEO of United Airlines, he released 3 different statements, and I saw him on Good Morning America. What did they learn from this whole debacle?
Probably 2 things. Number 1, the apology that came too late, 3 days too late, and to never use the word reaccommodate ever again.
Right, because that was a very graphic reaccommodation that Dr. Dow went under. Did they change their policy, do you know? Are they working on changing their policy when they have to bump passengers from flights?
Right. So the previous reporting was that the flight was overbooked. The flight was not overbooked. Everyone was on board. And then 4 employees from the regional carrier needed to get on the flight. And that was a cause of the ruckus of removing passengers and reaccommodating passengers. Over the weekend, United changed its policy, shock, that anyone who has to, an airline employee that has to get on a plane must be at the gate 60 minutes before the plane is scheduled to depart, which is usually ample time before they even start boarding the plane. But you have to also think that other airlines are probably examining their policies and procedures right now to make sure they learn from United's mistakes and mistakes and mistakes.
Yeah, and over the weekend, Delta came out. I don't know if they're trying to be funny, but they came out and said if we have to bump a passenger, we're going to pay you $10,000. Do you think that was just a little hyperbole on their part, or is that for real?
Well, a lot of airlines are having a blast with this, and Sean, you even said it earlier about Southwest. We beat the prices, not our passengers. It's a situation where it happened on a Sunday night, and staff on Sunday nights are thin no matter where you work. Probably not the greatest communication for a corporation or anything, but you have to go back to the incident. Okay, if you think something's wrong, it probably is wrong, and somewhere along the way, whether it's a gate agent or a flight attendant or the captain or someone had to thought, what are we doing? We're bringing a Chicago Department of Aviation officer to forcibly remove someone off our flight who hasn't done anything wrong? Should we stop a couple more minutes and think about, okay, what are we doing here? What is the right procedure? Somewhere along the way, someone must have been scratching their head saying, is this what we're really supposed to be doing? And then it just snowballed from there.
Well, I have to say, this idea that this is going to cost everybody, okay? United isn't going to pay a penalty and they're going to really take it on the chin. They're going to spread whatever it costs them to us, the consumer, right? Delta's going to give $10,000 to bump a passenger. Well, they're not just going to eat it. They're going to spread that among the people. So here's the problem I have with this. It's their property. I tell you, get off the plane. Get off the plane.
Well, it's on the ticket. If you read the ticket,
nobody's going to read the ticket. Dr. Dow.
Well, even
He's
when
got
you go to
illegal
Great America,
drugs
people don't read the ticket.
This guy's,
they have right of first refusal. If they need that seat, they can take you off the plane. The other three people they approached, they begrudgingly said, yes, we'll take your $800 voucher. Mm-hmm. We'll fly out tomorrow morning. But Dr. Dow was on the phone, and there's that newly released video, well, not so new now, but of him talking to a United Airlines agent on the phone saying, I can't, they want me to get off this plane. I can't get off this plane because I have patients to see in the morning.
Yeah, my shoulder hurts. Take your pants off. He's the greatest kind of doctor there is. I mean, this guy's a low-life drugs. He's a low-life.
That's not admissible in court.
Well,
if this does go to trial, they're not. No, they can't bring his past up.
The reality is there are low-lifes out there looking for a way to sue people. And that's what this is. And there's enough lawyers out there to give you the weeping, crying story. It's like Saigon. And you know what? Someone's going to write this imbecile a check. He'll never have to sell an illegal drug again.
Lissa, do you think that they will just settle with him out of court just to avoid the bad publicity?
I'm not a lawyer, but I play one on TV, and you could probably venture there will be a settlement in this because there's already copycat cases coming out about a child sitting between two strangers, and all these different complaints are now coming out. But at the end of the day, this is about human relations. And a lot of things didn't happen here in human relations, which is one of the first steps in crisis communications is be human. They didn't acknowledge that something was wrong. They buried their head in the sand until they figured out, 14, 15, 16 hours later, maybe we should say something. There's got to be human relations within the corporation. There has to be human relations within the passengers, too. And quite honestly, I wish we would have seen more from the CEO. It was great that he went on Good Morning America, but that's a short-timed segment, and we haven't seen or heard from him since. Perhaps has he called the passengers that were on that flight? Perhaps has he gone handshake to handshake throughout the terminal saying, hi, I'm Mr. Munoz, I apologize for what happened. There's a lack of human relations in here, and if there was a little bit more of that, United might be able to, repair its image a little bit.
And they're issuing a refund to everyone that was on that plane, which is crazy. They called each person and said, I'll give your money back.
Extra.
Well, the woman that was sitting behind Dr. Dow that taped him on the phone, before they dragged him off the plane, she's not taking their money because now she might be filing a lawsuit because she was with her 2-year-old. Yeah, and so
post-traumatic.
her 2-year-old child's traumatized too.
Mm-hmm.
She was on with Don Lemon.
The irony is that they only went up to $800 to ask people to come off the flight. How much is this now costing United?
Well, it's not going to cost them anything. It's going to cost me and you next time we try to fly. And what's going to happen, every airline has to pay for that problem now.
Because they're going to put the cost onto us.
So here's the idea. Let's just cancel all the airlines. You want to know something? Cancel them and make them private memberships. I'll give you $1,000 a year, and then you charge me how much I want to fly. And when I give you that money, I waive my right to sue you. Let an airline company come up with that because I'll fly it not to be on the same plane with a whining, low-life fraud like Dr. Dow or his lawyer.
He's not
slip and fall law. I feel your pain. Give me half the settlement.
Hey, at least they could have lifted up the armrest. I mean, he was.
No, he banged his head on the next seat over because he was holding himself. See, there's another thing. You really want to. He was restraining. He was fighting them back by holding
Until
the
he
seat.
became limp?
So they had to exceed the force by whipping him out of the seat, and he banged the next aisle. The problem was he didn't have, a politician sitting next to him with that cushy fat belly where it would have saved his head like an airbag. That's the problem.
Another small piece of irony here. I don't know if you both know this. The CEO, Oscar Munoz, was named Communicator of the Year by the trade publication PR Week. Well, that award was rescinded last week.
The shame of it is it's a great company that provides an invaluable service that we all take for granted. So what they need to do, you want to know what? Dr. Dow's right. Shut down for a month, United, and see what that does.
No,
shut them down. Shut everybody down. Now you can't get on the plane.
Well, what about the aviation police officers who I was told 6 months ago that there was an edict out saying that they can no longer wear jackets that say police because they're not Chicago police officers. They're SEIU union members.
Oh, why not? The same thing.
Well, no, have they all three been suspended? Do you know?
Well, this is a part where government in any shape or form steps in. You've got city council, and most likely there'll be a city council hearing on what happened wrong with United. We already have Congress stepping in saying they want a hearing on what's happened, what's gone wrong with United. We know what happened. It was an error. It was a multitude of errors. And like I said earlier, other airlines are learning from. And, Sean, you were alluding to it earlier. Everyone has a choice in what they do and what modes of travel they take and what airlines they fly. We're looking right now, I'm not a financial expert, but we're looking right now at a period of time when people have had their United Airlines tickets booked, 21 days in advance, et cetera, et cetera. But what's going to happen in 3-6 months from now? Is United still going to have those bookings? United is a very strong company. They have a very, very, very strong reputation. They're going to survive this, but they're going to survive it. It's going to be a hard uphill battle.
Well, this CEO has made great leaps and bounds. He's changed some flights. He's done some great things. And this guy's going to be remembered for this. This guy's going to be remembered for this. Probably. It's a crying shame, all because of this whiner. All
right. Thanks so much, Lissa Druss Christman, the Communications and Crisis Director at Serafin & Associates. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And she joined us on our turnkey.
See you at Johnny's.